Hey guys, welcome back to Life with the Gordons. Today we're going to do our birth story vlog. It's been a long time coming and it's getting to the point where we're actually just, the memory is fading. So we need to do it now so that we get the full story out. So darling, what day was it that we went into hospital? Do you remember? I think it was the 21st. So basically, guys, I was booked for an induction and I went into hospital on that day. I think you were home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you was home because they said that, okay, no, I was booked for an induction, but I had gone to hospital early for some reason. Something was up. I think it's my blood pressure, blood sugars or something.
That was the 22nd of March.
Okay, so it was the 22nd of March. My blood sugars was playing up, so I went to hospital just to get checked out in the day unit. When I got to the day unit, they were like, look, you've had diabetes, you've had the preeclampsia. I think we're just gonna, get you in today and start your induction right now. And it was quite close to nighttime at the time.
Yeah, so I left after 10 to get there in the night.
In the night. Wow. Yeah, so it was in nighttime and they admitted me. So they said, we're going to admit to you. We don't know if we're going to start your induction tonight or not, but if we are, then your husband will need to come in, basically. So at this point, I think the girls had already gone to mum's. And so Rowan was home waiting for news on what they were planning on doing, if it was going to be the next day or if it was going to be the same day. So then I think the doctors came to see me and they were quite eager to just get the process started so baby could come out. So they said to me, get your husband to come. We're going to start you in an hour, basically. So I had to call him and I said to him, I think he was sleeping. He was sleeping. I was like,
I think I fell
wake
asleep.
up. Yeah, I was like, wake up. They're going to start the induction tonight. So you need to come. And then, you made your way. And what was your thoughts at that moment? I was like, hooray, hurry up. Or what was it?
It was late, I was tired.
He was not impressed because literally there's no bed for husbands to sleep on. Literally just a little armchair type recliner thing, which didn't even recline properly. It just kept folding back. And
I swear you was phoning me for a long time because I was sleeping.
I was ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. And then when he finally answered, I was like, I've been phoning you. They're going to induce me tonight.
No, you didn't say it like that.
What did I say?
It was more rough.
Huh?
You said you wasn't going to fall asleep. Are you fall asleep?
I can't rely on you.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. But was that time or was that the time before? Because I was in hospital like a few weeks before that. And I'm pretty sure that was that time. Yeah, no, I didn't say that time. I think you're getting it twisted with the other time. So sorry then.
I'm not saying sorry because I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it was the time before that. Yeah, it was because I'd gone in the day. They sent me home that night, and I was like, I've been ringing you, and I couldn't rely. What if they were to induce me tonight? I couldn't have relied on you. Remember that? Yeah. Say sorry then.
Not because you said it doesn't mean like that.
Alright, fine. Don't say sorry, but it's your loss. Anyway,
What am I losing?
we'll find out.
When are we going to find
I
out?
don't know.
Tonight?
I don't know. So anyway,
Are you threatening me?
yeah, basically. So anyway, induction came, you came, they gave me the induction. We didn't have a pessary, did we? No.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I can't remember.
I literally can't remember now.
There was something we had objected to because we'd had it before with Brianne.
Was it the balloon?
The balloon, that's it. They were saying, oh, do you want to have the balloon put in? And I was like, yeah, if you guys know what the balloon is, it's a method where it just expands and expands and expands and it's supposed
slowly. Very, very slowly.
Very slowly. It's supposed to dilate you
If
enough.
dilated, more like we're supposed to bring you to 2 centimeters at least.
Yeah, so that they can pop your waters.
It took a long time, but it was only supposed to bring you to 2 centimeters.
Yeah.
It takes a couple 24 hours or something like that.
Before it gets to 2 centimeters. Ages to do anything when we was having Rian.
I see why they get
it was really bad. I didn't like it.
She said she didn't want that. She wanted to go straight to the
pessary. That was it, and that one's like a tablet, and that one just gives you hormones to trick your body into thinking you're in labour, so that way you dilate
to trigger contractions.
Yeah. Oh, and it did. It almost straight away.
Sometimes intense contraction.
Yeah.
Very intense.
Literally crying in pain with these contractions, and I couldn't even stand up because the pressure that I was feeling in my bottom.
But we thought, yes,
we thought, this is it, baby's coming out.
Even though the pain and the pressure was too much for her, we're thinking at least there's progress.
Yeah, I didn't mind the pain. I was ready for the pain. My mind was conditioned. I'm gonna have the pain. It was not a problem at all. I've done this. Remember, I've done this 3 times before.
You felt that progress. You're like, well, at least we're moving somewhere.
We're moving somewhere. The contractions were coming in.
Was that instantly they gave you that, or was that a couple of days after?
No, that was that same night. They put that Cesarean. I think they actually gave it to me before you got to the hospital.
I can't remember.
And then, I had it because we was waiting on you. Well, we waited on you for a little while. And then when you actually got there, I'd already had it. And then things start moving quite quickly after you have the pessary. But then it was 12 hours, they said. They said, you wait for 12 hours and then we'll check you in 12 hours and see what the progress is. And then when they checked me in 12 hours... no progress, none whatsoever, not even a centimetre, not even half a centimetre, nothing.
Your body wasn't tricked, mate. Can't fool me, mate.
Yeah, when your body's just not ready, it's just not ready at all. And another thing is I feel like my body probably would never have been ready, if that makes sense.
You don't know that. It's only because it wasn't time.
Do you think? I don't know. I just think it's I feel like my body has weakened from each of the children that I've had over the time, and I feel like that's why my body wasn't doing its job, kind of thing.
I think it wasn't time. It was just not time as yet.
You think so? So you think having the baby early is not a good...
No, your body was just not ready to get rid of her yet.
Maybe. But then what if I'd have gone overdue?
Your body's ready when it's ready, isn't it?
Because the thing is, guys, the reason why I am usually induced to have the baby is because I've had previous miscarriages, so they don't like to keep me pregnant too long, so anything happens to the babies, etc. And also because I had the preeclampsia and the diabetes, they say that babies get too big. They had predicted that the baby was going to be well over 9 pounds, which the one before that was that big.
Yeah, they told us that's because of diabetes. This baby is basically growing too big, too damn big.
Rate.
So that was even the more concern that the baby was going to be too big. Yeah. So after the 12 hours, guys, of no progress, of lots of pain, and uncomfortable sleep and sitting down. Did they have to take? What did they do? Take it out?
Yeah. They gave me 2 opportunities, so it was about 24 hours. So they gave me another one.
So they said, okay, after this 12 hours is worn out, they have to give the body rest.
That's it. We had 12-hour break.
24-hour
break. Yeah.
24 hours.
A whole day.
So a whole day. Was it the Monday we went in?
It might have been a Monday, yeah.
So the Tuesday, nothing.
We didn't do anything.
Nothing.
So we didn't have no tablet. There was no contractions. Nothing.
No.
We
Nada.
Just sat in the hospital doing nothing. I think you went home to shower.
Bored. I don't think I showered that day. No.
You didn't shower that day?
No, because...
because we was thinking, okay, maybe something's going to happen. I said, so he just used the little bathroom with the...
So after the 24 hours passed, guys, it was long 24 hours. I'm telling you, that's when time don't move.
Because by that time, it was like 36 hours we'd been since he'd arrived at the hospital, because we had the 12 hours where we had the pessary, then we had the 24-hour break, and then we had another pessary put in then, isn't it?
After 24 hours, they put another one in.
And then they said...
And you wouldn't believe you didn't do nothing.
I didn't even get contractions that time.
Nope.
So no contractions, nothing. We went
so it had to be in for 12 hours.
Yeah.
As the previous one.
And what they said to us was, after this 24 hours, if you don't go into any kind of labour, you're going to have a C-section, and it will be planned. And yeah, that was that. So.
And we had no intention of C-section. None whatsoever.
No, I've always been against it.
We're like, nope, no C-section. No.
Yeah.
So 12-hour pass, and after 12 hours, you have to wait for another
24 hours. Break. Yeah.
Break. You have to give the body a break, even though the body didn't even do anything the last time. But you still needed break, innit?
Yeah, just in case the hormones suddenly start triggering something, they have to give you that 24-hour break in case.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday,
nothing happened. They put in Wednesday. Nothing happened on Wednesday. So Thursday was the break day.
Yeah.
So what's that? 4 days off? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing in the hospital.
And I think at this point it might have been around the 27th or close to. And I was literally next to tears because it was Rihanna's birthday and I wanted to be with her. And I was like, I want to go home to my baby, if nothing's going to be happening, I want to go home. It's because it was a 24-hour wait and they were like, I'm sorry, we can't release you because you've had these tablets. You can't go anywhere. You're ours, you're a prisoner. And yeah, I was really upset that I couldn't be for Rihanna's 5th birthday. And then they came and they asked us, okay, so do you want the C-section? Or do you want to just wait and see?
No, the option was the C-section, or we can check you, and if we can pop the water, we'll pop the water and take you over to delivery.
That's it.
So we were like, yeah, man, go try and pop it in it. Try and pop the thing though, in it. So I swear this nurse, she had massive hand.
Oh, I don't even want to remember
her hand, guys, was massive, and she was big herself. So the pain in Rose face when she was being checked, he was like, she was like, I'm so sorry. It's okay.
I was gonna say it here, guys. I believe I'm a soldier. I am a real hardcore soldier. There's no way that kind of pain. I was a soldier in it, but it was awful, absolutely awful. I felt like I was being killed. And she was just like, no, there's no progress, there's no dilation, no nothing. But then somebody else came. Oh shit, they were together, weren't they?
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like, maybe you should try, or you've got smaller
It wasn't
hands.
even that one I'm thinking about. Oh. Yeah, but then the doctor came with her assistant.
That's it, a doctor, yeah.
So the doctor came, her assistant was really small and she had small hands. And the doctor tried and she was like...
And she was like, oh, I've got about 2 centimetres here.
The doctor couldn't do it. She was like,
the doctors, yeah.
And then she asked her colleague, like, do you want to try? You have smaller hands
than
me.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, I'll try. And she's like, oh, yeah, I can get in there.
Yeah, literally, there's about 2 and a bit centimetres there.
She's like, yeah,
I think we can pop it. And I was like, thank you, Lord, because I really didn't want a C-section. Yeah, because that meant labour ward now. So I was like, okay, brilliant. There's movement. We're going to be moving over.
They say, okay, pack all your stuff together. We're going to prepare you to go. Labour ward, which was across the hallway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, felt like progress, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, progress.
Yeah, it was good.
So, because we were in that section for about a week. It felt like it was a week.
No, it was a week. It was 5 days at least.
A week of no progress.
Yeah.
So this felt like progress. So, gather all our belongings in black bags and whatever bag we can carry. So at this point, we've gathered a lot of stuff in it because we've been there for a little while. So. We've got belongings. It's like we moved in, innit?
We had food, we had books, everything. And then we'd gone over to the labour ward now, and I'm excited. I laid out the baby's clothes near where that what do you call it? It's like an incubator thing is. And then I was ready. I was thinking, this is it, the baby's gonna come tonight, because it was nighttime, or close to nighttime, maybe like 6 p.m. or something, and it was quite dark. And then, that was it. They were going to put me, or they were going to burst the waters, and then I'll be put on the syntocin drip, which encourages your
which causes contraction.
Yeah, and I had that before, so I was quite okay with having it. I know it's really painful alternative to normal labor, because I've experienced the normal labor, and yeah, it was painful, but syntocin is a lot worse. But I was fine with it. I was like, yeah, I don't care, as long as this baby's coming out, I can go home, etc. I'm fine with it. So it was a man doctor that came in, wasn't it? And I was thinking, where's the lady with the small hands? Because how's this man gonna pop my waters when nobody else with bigger hands could?
I can't remember now.
I remember
exactly
him.
Once we get over there, I remember him coming to visit us over the other side.
Yeah.
To go through the options with us, but that's one of the days when you had to be resting your body.
Yeah, and that was to talk about the C-section though, because he was part of that crew. But then it was him that actually came to pop the waters, and he did it quite quickly. He managed to pop the waters.
Was it him?
Yeah, it was him. Oh, and I was thinking, where's the woman with the small hands? Why have they sent him? She didn't come again.
I can't remember who did it.
Yeah, it was the man. She didn't come again.
No?
No. The man ended up doing it. And
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. 100%.
No, man, he did it. Yeah, she did it.
No, it was him.
Guys, it's one of them things that you really hope that you will forget.
Yeah. Now I'm like, what was I saying? So it was really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry guys, should we even say that? Something just happened to our camera, so we've just had to kind of turn it back on. So now I'm trying to think, where was I? So the guy had popped the waters, and at that point I was thinking, where is the lady with the smaller hands? But anyway, once he managed to get the waters popped, I was really happy. They were like, okay, what you can do now. Oh, they said, wait to see if you get any contractions yourself now that the waters have gone. And they said, like, move around the room, bounce on the ball for an hour, wasn't it? And then they would come back.
I think it was like 4 hours.
4 hours. That was it. They said, wait 4 hours and then we'll see what happened. I feel like I got strapped up to the syntocin quite quickly.
Nah.
Really?
I had to wait for 4 hours.
Wow, this is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you were saying. You were saying because it was something that you kind of wanted to forget, so that's why you don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, all right, we hopped around the room for a couple hours, and nothing happened. No contractions or anything were coming. So they were like, okay, we're going to put you on the syntocin machine. Before we do that, we're going to put some epidural. But then I have a problem where epidural doesn't really work for me. I don't know why, but it's happened each pregnancy. Epidural has never really worked for me, but as I've had a natural birth each time, it's been okay, because obviously people do have natural births without any drugs. But I've opted for the epidural twice, and that was in Raya's pregnancy and also Rian's pregnancy, and in both of those pregnancies it didn't really work. So I was said to them, I'd already expressed that worry before due date had come up, and I said to them, epidural don't usually work for me. Can we have a stronger dose, etc.? So they had already agreed to giving me a stronger dose. So I had the epidural put in. They gave what they said was a good dose, but I was still feeling all the pain. And I think you all have to take over from here, because I think this is where bits of my memory start to black out. Because I remember I was labouring, the contractions were coming quick and fast, and they were doing what they were supposed to do. And then, what happened? I'm lost from this point on. I don't remember much.
So I'm saying, I literally can't remember.
You don't remember?
I keep telling you, I can't remember.
No, but all that happened was contractions, etc. That I don't remember the contractions, if I'm honest with you. I don't remember not one of them. I don't remember that part of it. I remember being on the gas and air, taking that, because the epidural literally didn't work for me. I was still feeling the pain, so I remember taking a lot of gas in it and being quite giddy out of it. And then it got to a point where I remember feeling strange, and then I remember just saying help, and that's it. So what happened at that point? Because you're the person that was there, I weren't there at that point.
I keep telling you, I cannot remember what happened. I can't. My mind is gone
But you
blank.
told me people rushed in the room, so obviously you remember that. So you need to talk about that part. I just remember feeling.
I'm thinking
faint.
about what led up to that.
There was nothing that led up to it. I was just feeling faint, and I said help.
Oh no, you haven't eaten. That was the issue. Because she had to not eat for a little while.
It was days that I didn't eat.
Because they were saying that they might do C-section, so she couldn't eat any food. I think she could drink water.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah,
so she hasn't eaten for about a couple of days.
They did give me something to eat just before the labour, though. I remember them giving me
toast,
dry toast.
Yeah, because she was saying, listen, I was like,
I'm starving. I have not eaten. I'm really
we can't
hungry.
really give you anything to eat just in case we have to go to theatre. Well, obviously, it's been for a few days she haven't eaten.
Yeah.
And was feeling, obviously, going through all this pain.
Well, I don't know if that was the cause of it, but all I know
would be because you haven't eaten much.
Yeah, well, all I know is I didn't feel right, and I was just like, I was falling. It felt like I was falling. I wasn't falling, but it felt like I was.
No, you were saying the epidural
backwards.
wasn't doing anything, and they wanted to check. They wanted to check the back to make sure it was still in, that it wasn't out because.
Oh yeah, that's it. And they lifted me up.
Because she was saying that it's not doing anything. I can still feel everything.
Oh,
and all that.
I'm in pain,
It's not supposed to. You're not supposed to feel anything. So obviously they sat her up to see what was going on.
I
remember
that bit. I remember them saying, "Darling, you're crying quite a bit." Like.
Yeah, let me check to see that it hasn't come out.
Remember that.
So they sat her up, and she was letting them know that listen,
as they sat me
I can't
up.
really sit up because obviously I don't feel too good.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember saying,
like,
help.
I need to check. We need to check to make sure it hasn't come out.
Yeah, and then I just remember feeling like I was fading. You know, like when you just feel like you're floating somewhere. And then it was just getting cloudier and cloudier. And then I was like, okay, this don't feel right. So I was like, help! kind of thing.
I feel like I need to lay back down. But obviously they couldn't just put her down like that because obviously there's stuff in her back. So I started rolling over. And the lady the nurse she got worried and she was like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, no response, so she pressed the red button. She pressed the emergency bell. Obviously, which all the doctors and loads of people started running in. Like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? One pulling leg, pulling arm, get the heart monitor running and all that kind of stuff because she wasn't responding.
What was you thinking at that moment?
I wasn't scared.
So he's just like, I see ya.
No, I didn't think he was gonna die. No,
but you would. So you're telling me you wasn't scared? You wasn't thinking, oh my gosh, she's not responding, and her eyes have rolled back.
I had a feeling that there's no you're gonna be alright because she was on the heart monitor and her heart was still beating fine.
Okay.
Because even the lady was like, the heart monitor is fine. It didn't even go up or down. It was just still beating in the normal rhythm. Her heart and the baby's heart. Nothing went up. Even the woman was like, no heart rate went up or down. So I was looking at the monitor. I was thinking, okay, the heart hasn't dropped. The rate hasn't dropped or gone up. So I just knew that she'll be fine. See what I'm saying? I had confidence.
Well, okay, that's very good that you have that kind of confidence.
I wasn't panicked. I wasn't panicked because I was watching the monitor, what was going on, and the heart rate hasn't dropped or raised.
But with all them people, you're still able to see.
Yeah, because where they were, the heart monitor was away from them. And then one of the doctors was like, oh, she's only fainted, she'll be fine.
Is it? That's that what they said?
Yeah, that's what one of the ladies said. No, she was like, Dad, what happened is, Mom fainted, but she'll be fine. I was thinking, I can see her. I was here before you came in to tell me what was going on, because I knew I should be telling you. So, they got her on her side, and she started coming back around.
That was such a horrible feeling. The feeling was as if I was leaving the planet. Like, literally everything started fading away. Then it started getting brighter and brighter. People say things like that, yeah, where it gets brighter and brighter, like in the TV. But no lie, it weren't that it was getting bright and bright. It was more cloudy, like a white cloud, literally just fading everything in the room. And I just felt like I was doing this.
Then after that drama, it was a long night.
Did I labour more then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know
it
where
went
I went.
After that, it went on for a few more days.
What? Now you're lying.
No?
No.
I think my memory is conflicting
Rihanna.
then. No, I'm not talking about Rihanna.
It didn't go on for no more days after that. It was just 2 more hours or so, and then it was like your 8 centimeters dilated.
Have we missed out parts?
No, we haven't missed anything. I'm just I don't remember anything else.
I don't think it went that quick.
It felt that quick for me because I weren't there. I was not there, basically. After I passed out, I remember that part.
Guys, I literally wanted to forget that experience. That
so you've got
I think my brain
trauma.
has deleted all the files. I think the files have been corrupted.
So therefore, you was in emotional trauma.
No, not emotional. I just deleted all the files.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have emotional trauma, darling.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't remember. So maybe
I don't think it was that quick. I swear down.
It wasn't that quick.
It was another. It was like the night. Then obviously this was done. This would happen in the in the afternoon around.
No,
it was, but
no, it wasn't.
It was because that lady.
Look at your phone.
That lady, she changed shift, and it was another lady that came on shift.
No, it was morning, babe, because in the morning is when the baby was born. I was taking a C-section at 10 in the morning.
No.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
The time of birth is 10 something in the morning.
I know, but I'm telling you, it was like a couple of hours after that.
Yes, because
they changed shifts. So this lady that this incident happened with was another lady. Now she finished at 8 o'clock in the evening.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to get to see baby
Yeah,
born.
she finished at 8 o'clock in the evening.
No, the
so another
morning.
Team. No, she was evening. This lady was night.
Babe, we went over to Labour Ward around 6 p.m. Okay, listen.
It didn't happen the same day we went over, Babs.
I'm not saying it did. You're not. Yes, it did.
No.
Actually, listen. Just listen. We went over to Labour Ward around 6 p.m. Okay.
She was out of it, yeah, guys.
Don't worry.
To her, it happened really quick, but it wasn't that quick.
I've got videos in my phone that show me. Look, I've videoed around. We'll put a video up here somewhere. It shows me looking around the room and filming it, and I've got a video of me laying out the baby's clothes. And we'll tell you what time that was. We'll put it in a timestamp, right?
So we went in on the 22nd. The baby was born on the 29th.
Right, look here. I laid out those clothes at 6 in the evening. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right. 6 in the evening on the 28th of March. That's when I went in to the labour ward.
10:30.
Yeah, 10:30
I said the 28th. Yeah.
Yeah, that's still the 28th. That's when we went over. Then she was born the next morning, 7 a.m. So yeah, I said 10 a.m. She was 10 a.m. I said 10 a.m., but it wasn't 10 a.m.
We went over on the 27th. We went over on the 27th. Guys, you don't remember exactly, but we actually went over.
So where was I for a whole day of my life?
That's what I'm saying. We were there for a long time. That's the night we went over.
Let me just process this. So 27th of March, 11:38. Okay, so that's the day we went over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, and I laid out the clothes at 6 in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Okay, he's right. It
didn't happen so quick.
2 days. It was actually 2 days. I don't know where I was.
It didn't happen. I'm thinking, where's she go? Why she's skipping some bits, man?
That is a horrible picture. I don't even remember this.
Gonna let you see, guys.
That is cruel. You're cruel.
I'm not cruel.
Is this after I've passed out then?
I think that that's after that incident. That incident was in the morning. This is another shift. That's the other lady that come on the other shift now.
No. It wasn't in the morning because I hadn't passed out before I did that.
You did, Bobs. You did this on the 27th. You know, the clothes was there.
What?
The clothes was there from the 27th.
So you just took a picture of the clothes. Okay.
The clothes was there from the 20th.
That's why you're confusing me.
I'm confusing you.
Oh my goodness.
So guys, let's speed it up because obviously. So, after the passing out incident, it was like another 24 hours. She labored for another 24 hours.
Wow.
This is the point when the doctors came in the night and was like, okay, you've been laboring for a long, long time. So they said, okay, let me check you. She said you're 8 centimeters dilated, but your cervix is still too high. The baby cannot come out like that.
Not only that, they said she was face up.
Yeah, she was supposed to be coming down face down, but she was actually face up. And they were hoping that she would be turned by then, but obviously she didn't turn. She's stubborn like that. So 8 centimeters dilated, but cervix was too far back and the baby was not in the right position that she should have been. So she said, I'm sorry, love. It's going to have to be an emergency C-section. Guys, remember, we didn't abandon this, We thought this baby was going to be coming out. That's what I'm saying, like normal. So when we heard emergency C-section, they didn't even hang around.
No, they
were just like, it's going to be emergency section. Here's the paperwork. Sign.
Did I sign anything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She just like, here's the paperwork.
They walked in and it was like, we're really sorry, it's going to be emergency C-section. And
they
then they started
paper?
undoing the wheels.
No, they gave it the paper before they started doing it.
Yeah, I know, but somebody else was behind undoing the wheels.
So they started taking off all the equipment, and they gave me...
They were suited up
They gave
already.
me gown. They gave me gown to put it like, Dad, put this on. I'm thinking, that's a bit quick, innit? Can we talk about it? They ain't got time to talk about it. And it was like put this on, take on your bed, take off all these stuff off the bed, and...
Started wheeling.
Leon, why are you in the shot? You just
She
want to get in the shot.
She does that deliberately every time I film.
I'm
like a little hand in.
Yeah, my hand's in there. They took her down the bed and started wheeling out before I even got dressed. She was gone. I was in the bathroom putting on these stuff.
I was crying because I was upset.
And by the time I come out the bathroom into the room, the bed was gone. And then somebody was like, come Dad, this way. I'm like, okay, shoot. They were gone with her a long time.
Yeah,
they went
ramping. I was looking around like, where is he? I can't
so this was about say around 6:30 in the morning, because she was born at about 7:12. And the procedure was literally only 5. No, the taking her out was only like 5, 6, 7 minutes. But the procedure
30 minutes.
No, that's to close you back up. It took 30 minutes to close you back up. But to take her out,
long cutting her out, to be honest.
No. Because we go in there, the preparation took a long time.
They had to give me a spinal.
That's it. I know I'm skipping some bits, man.
Because
they gave it the spinal in there, innit?
Yeah, in the theatre, because they were like, the epidural just not working for you, so you're gonna have to have a spinal. So I had that done.
I couldn't look.
Some big
needle. Yeah, in the theatre, it was. Oh boy. Then I was shaking in there. Not that you might die, but I'm thinking we didn't bank on this.
I've always said to him, I would never want a C-section because, I don't know, every time I've had surgery, I've had quite a few different surgeries.
We skipped a lot of bit though.
What did we skip?
No, we haven't. We haven't skipped.
We haven't skipped anything. The important parts we've kind of said. But I just never wanted a C-section. So I always felt if I had one of those, it wouldn't end well.
So we really didn't have any option really coming to the C-section part of it. There was no option. There was no talking about it. There was no discussion. It was just like, boom, bang, this is going to be it. Let's go, boom, get ready.
And I was really nervous about it. I was feeling like, okay, this might be the end of it.
So she kept telling the anesthetics.
I don't even know.
Anesthetist that epidural in the past hasn't worked and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I didn't want to feel it. I've had surgery where I felt them cutting into my skin.
He was doing. So after he did this thing, he had this cold thing and he was testing, and I was like, can you feel that on your arm? Like, yep. Can you feel that in your back?
And then he topped it up more, right?
No, he didn't have to.
He did. I'm sure he topped it up.
Nah, not when he did the spinal. That was it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the epidural.
Down the lower back half, can you feel it? Nope. On your feet, can you feel that? Nope. On your legs, can you feel that? Nope. Okay, good to go. good to go. And you see them start scrubbing up and putting on this thing and heart monitor going on. Mm-hmm. At this point, they had a blue sheet, tarpaulin or sheet or whatever, from here to her head, and I was sitting by her head. So obviously we couldn't see what they was doing down there. But obviously we knew something.
I could feel a lot of pulling and tugging.
So obviously they were doing their thing in it, and I was just by her, and obviously she wasn't flinching or anything, so she couldn't feel it. And at one point, the lady that did the surgery, who was a female, was a woman that did it.
She was saying
she was saying that because at this point the baby has already started to go down into the birth canal.
Yeah.
So obviously they're gonna have to pull her back from there to come up in it.
I could feel that.
So the lady was like, I can't pull. She's stuck. I can't pull her up. And then she called somebody like, can you come and help me?
Yeah.
And she was keep pulling them before that person could come. She actually pulled her out.
I could actually feel that in my pelvis.
So the person came and she was like, oh, I managed to get her out now. And obviously we didn't hear no crying. I was not hearing no crying. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And we hear, come on, baby.
Yeah, they were saying, come on, baby. And at that point, I was just feeling like, no, please.
Mm-hmm. So she cried. She didn't cry that much. It was a little.
And then they wheeled her out the room.
And that was it. They took her out.
Took her out. Normally you get given your baby, but they took her out the room.
That's because we.
And then I was like, go with the baby.
Agreed to some kind of test.
No.
Yeah, that's why they took her out. They put that thing in her arm. That's the only reason they took her out.
No. Basically, guys, I had Group B strep. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but I had Group B strep in my second pregnancy. So it's not my second pregnancy, but my second baby, which is Reve. I had Group B strep.
But not with Rian.
But not with the third one.
But they are so.
But they were
cautious.
Basically, you might have it. So
skip one and
even
jump to the
we've
other.
tested you don't have it. We're gonna give antibiotics. So when the baby was
wheeled
born,
her away.
They just wheeled her out straight away.
Catheter? No, it's not catheter. Canister. What is it?
Cannula. In her hand.
In her hand, guys. Oh.
Which Reve had that also, and that was horrible.
I don't think we took a picture of it because at that point it started to become too much. So I stopped recording. I stopped taking pictures.
Yeah.
All the joy of having a baby was gone by then. There was no more videos, no more pictures. Obviously we're gonna be putting the pictures and videos as we go along. But after that point, it was just like all the joy was sucked out of it, man. There was no joy in it no more.
Yeah, and I remember when they wheeled her out, I was like to him, "You better go with my baby," because I just with COVID and all of that stuff going on, I was like, I don't want them giving her anything that I don't authorize. So I was like with him, go, and he didn't want to leave me. So
yeah, I didn't want to leave her.
And I was just like, no, you don't leave the baby. Go with the baby.
So
don't worry about me.
I went.
Yeah.
I took 2 pictures, and then I came back. I'm like, the baby is fine. I'm staying here.
And then I was like, why have you left the baby? I was like, my minute. Like, why you left the baby?
I'm like, the baby is fine, and the lady's looking after her. She seems fine with her.
No, bring my baby.
So
but
after a while,
her out, didn't they? Oh yeah, then you went back, didn't you? And then they gave you her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
No, they came out with her in this little trolley thingy.
Okay.
And they put her on you. I've got a picture of that.
Yeah.
They put her on you, and then obviously I had to go with the baby back to her room while they finish up with you. You had to go back to the room while they finish up with her. So they brought her into the room.
Yeah, they said, Dad, you got to go. Basically, you got to go outside.
Yeah, because obviously they were doing their things, sewing back up and stuff like that. So I went with the baby back to the room and then wheeled her out.
To the recovery.
The recovery room. And I got her dressed, put her clothes on and stuff like that. As I said, at this point there was no more joy in it, so there was no pictures, there's no videos and stuff like that of all that. So obviously by then, she could eat by then. So I think what did they give you to eat? They brought something for you to eat.
They took a long time. It really did.
They brought something for you to eat. And we were in the recovery room.
And I couldn't feel my legs. That was a really scary thing.
Obviously, she was numb from waist down, so
I couldn't feel my legs for a very long time. They'd gone really big.
And then her feet started to swell.
Yeah.
And they gave you these socks, innit? These green socks to...
I couldn't feel them putting those on. I couldn't feel anything in my legs. I was really worried because I'd never had a spinal before, and I hear that sometimes you can end up
it's
paralyzed.
very dangerous. And if you read the fine print before you sign it, you've never signed it. You know what I mean?
And I was thinking to myself, oh, please don't be paralyzed. Please don't be paralyzed. And because I was like that for a good while, it was a day or two that I still couldn't feel my legs, and they were like, "Oh, you can't feel them yet. How come?" I was like, kind of like, you should be starting to feel them now, and I still couldn't feel my legs. So I was just like, "What's going on here? Am I ever going to get the feeling back in my legs?" I was like, "No."
So they took us after that, after from the recovery to the back onto the ward,
and they said you had to leave.
And they came round to test the babies here as a newborn.
That was the next day.
No, it was the same day.
It wasn't.
It was the same day.
It's not.
Bobs, it was the same day. It was like 10. She was born at 7 something. It was like 10 o'clock they came to test the air.
But they sent you home though. So how did you...
No, it was 10 something they came to test the air. I didn't go home until 1 o'clock. But I said they didn't talk. I was supposed to leave at 1. But I said they didn't until 2.
No, because I'd moved beds. You went home before I moved beds. You changed her first poo. I don't remember all of that.
I was like, Bobs, remember what even the lady was like, okay, she's a newborn, maybe there's still liquid in her ears. It was the same day. It was the same day.
I feel like it was the next day.
No, it was the same day. It literally was the same day. We was thinking, what? No. Hell no.
No.
No, it was. I'm telling you, guys, it was the same day. It was like 10 something they came to check her ears. And they put this thing in her ear with this monitor, but they couldn't get a ping. Apparently, they're supposed to get something received back into their monitor. And they couldn't get nothing.
Yeah, she couldn't hear. Basically.
Apparently, she can't hear. I was thinking, what next? What next? So we thought she was deaf.
It was one ear, though.
No, the one ear was faint. And the other one was nothing, none at all.
Nothing. Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, Lord, what's going on? But she did say it might be due to liquid in the ear still. Because she tested a baby next to us. And was like, yep, perfect, yep, perfect.
No, but it was the next day. Do you know why I say it's the next day? Because it was discharge day that they were doing the ears, and I was arguing with them.
It wasn't.
Brian, it was the next day.
I wish I had pictures. Just proof.
Hold on. I was arguing with them because they wanted to keep giving her these antibiotics, and I said she doesn't need it. I'm not keeping my baby here. I literally discharged myself. Because I was getting fed up. This was the next day. The first day I couldn't even walk. I stayed in the bed and I was in a room opposite, and I phoned him to say, okay, they're moving me opposite. Because the woman next to me was irritating me all night. I couldn't sleep. Okay. They had moved me the bed. I know it was the next day.
Okay.
You get where I'm coming from? Because there was a woman next to me who was chatting on her phone, and she had it on loudspeaker, and I've just had the baby. I'm trying to sleep. And this woman was chat. And I could hear the other person as well, really loudly. And I was like, oh, this woman's driving me mad. And I wanted to move.
She was getting annoyed.
I was getting so upset.
We were thinking, before she had the baby, I was able to stay with her all throughout that time.
And then as soon as I needed
him. As she has the baby, obviously she had epidural. She couldn't stand up. And I had to leave her to look after the baby, even though she can't stand up.
And do you know, it was days, even though I had the baby in the morning, they still sent him home. He couldn't stay. So by 1 o'clock, they kicked him out. This is why I know it wasn't the same day. 1 o'clock, they had kicked him out and he'd gone home. He had to sleep. He slept home and everything. I was alone the whole day with the baby. I could barely move to feed her or anything. So whenever I needed her, I had to ring the bell. Now I'm remembering. I had to ring the bell for them to come, and they wasn't coming. And it was irritating me. So I remember taking the baby, and I'd fallen asleep with the baby quite a few times because I couldn't put her back in the cot. And then I remember one of the nurses coming in and saying to me, Mum, you can't sleep with the baby. If we catch you doing that again, we're going to take the baby out and blah, blah. And I was like, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. I pressed the call bell. You don't even come. You've sent my husband home who could be helping me, you know. And then they kind of left me alone after that. They didn't bother me again. But then I asked for them to move me to the bed opposite because there was more room. The person next to me kept putting their chair in the room and knocking the baby's cot. And it was winding me up. So anyway, after I asked her to... the reason why I asked to move was the visiting time on that side was different. This side was the morning shift between 8 and 1. And that side was the later shift between 1 and 6. And I wanted him there 1 and 6. So I asked them to move me so that I could have my visitor between 1 and 6. So then the next day, when I could finally stand up, they said basically if you can pass urine and you can stand up, then we'll let you go home. So I was determined. I was like, right, let me start feeling these legs. Let me get out this bed. I got up. I passed urine, all those things. I went to the bathroom. I had a shower. And then they were like, okay, you seem pretty mobile and independent, so we're going to consider letting you go home. Then they moved me to the other side and he was able to visit for 1 o'clock. That's when the newborn hearing test people came around. And then we had that issue with that. So it definitely was the next day. Then once they'd said that, I was really annoyed about the hearing thing. I was really annoyed about the visiting thing. I was just annoyed that he couldn't stay. You let him stay the whole time when I was in labour, but yet still when I actually need him physically, because in labour you don't physically need anybody if you think about it. You're the only one who can give birth to the baby. But when I physically needed him to help with the baby, they sent him home. So I was fuming and I just was like, I want to go home. At that point, I'd been there more than a week and I was just like, I want to go home. Then they came around to say, oh, well, you can't go home because we need to give the baby antibiotics for a number of days. I was like, no. A, the baby don't need the antibiotics because the baby doesn't have group B strep. So I'm not allowing you to do that. Then he was like, okay, maybe we can see if we can do something else and blah, 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 and let you go home. Then they agreed to me going home at that point. And that was the next day after she was born on the 30th. On the 30th, they let me go home. So then that day, you came back to get me, isn't it? Did you have the kids or did you not? I think you had them.
I think I did.
I remember you parking outside. I remember walking. No, you didn't. You didn't have the kids. You parked outside. I remember walking. But walking in the hospital, I was okay. And then it was when I got outside, the concrete. I don't know what the difference is with concrete. It's like when you put on high heels in your house, right? You can walk around in them and you're okay. And then the minute you get outside on the proper ground, it's like, hold on, I can't walk in these. That's how it felt. So when I got outside and I was walking, I was like, okay, it's a bit painful. So I started walking even more slowly to get to the car. And then once we was at the car, I got in. I sat in the back with the baby. I've got a little video of her that we'll put in of her first car ride because I thought, oh, I got to film her little first car ride. But she was so small in the car seat, her head was hanging. And on the way home, every single bump or little crack in the road or anything was killing me. I was just like, with the pain.
Well, how about you?
And then when I got home and got out the car, the kids were all there, weren't they? At the front door with mum.
Yeah.
They were all here waiting. And as I was walking towards the front door, it was really windy that day. And I don't know, even the wind was hurting me. Like everything was just hurting. I was just walking to the door like that. Yeah, I started going like, I was like proper shaking and walking to the door like that and crying because of the pain.
She couldn't hardly walk. She was just literally
really bad.
Pull her legs up and shuffle. Basically, she's shuffling to the door.
Yeah, I was kind of like, but crying at the same time and shaking really badly, uncontrollably. I couldn't control the shakes. Then I got home and I think I went on the sofa. I had the baby on me and I just went to sleep for a couple of hours. I think you made food.
Yeah, you ate.
I ate the food and I thought, okay, this is it. I'm home.
Yeah, we thought,
Yeah.
Finally home, left the hospital. Goodbye, good riddance.
Good riddance. And then that night, it was like, okay, let's go upstairs to
No,
bed.
it wasn't like, I said to you, sleep downstairs. Do not try to go up the stairs.
Don't try to climb the stairs. That was it.
Yeah. She said, I can do it.
I did it. I went up the stairs. It was only when I got into the bed and I laid backwards. That was it. Like, I laid back and then I was kind of like, ow, this is hurting in a way that I can't describe. Worse than... What I think had happened, guys, was the epidural was wearing off. That's what I think happened. Because I think that probably was keeping me out of the pain and moving about for a while. And then that moment when I laid back in the bed, everything just started burning, hurting. It was horrible.
Awake.
Baby's awake. You want to grab her? I'll continue. Everything started to burn and hurt, and I just couldn't deal with the pain, and I was crying, and I said to him, I can't deal with this pain. And then he was like, what should I do? And I was just like, I don't know, but this pain is not normal, it's not right. And I think he called my mum. I don't know what just happened there. He called my mum and he said, oh, mum, you know, she's not doing well. I don't know what to do. And then mum came over and he called an ambulance. And yeah, the ambulance came and they took me back to hospital. And when I got back to hospital, at this point, I was having contractions. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. I was having full-blown contractions every couple of minutes. And even the ambulance crew were like, she's having contractions. Like, she's actually having contractions. So they gave me morphine for the pain, which didn't get rid of the pain, but it kind of helped it a little bit. By the time I got to the hospital, I was really still crying in pain. And then they took me back to labour ward. When I got back to labour ward, they were all talking amongst themselves like, is there another baby there because she's having contractions? They were all baffled by this. They were like, why is she having contractions? And then they actually gave me another labour room. It's exactly the same as the room that you go in to give birth on the labour ward. And then they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then they said, you know, maybe this is a condition called ileus, but we're going to give you hello, boo-boo. Hi.
Ow.
Hey. Cutie pie.
Okay, easy. Where you going?
They said we're going to give you some medication to stop the pain, and then we're going to scan you and find out what's wrong. And then I had a scan, I think. Was it then that I had the scan? Listen, I've basically said when I've gone back to hospital now. I had a scan done. Do you need a bubba?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a bubba? Right, guys, I'm going to rush through this bit here. But yeah, I had a scan done and they said, oh, you've got distended organs. Your organs are outside of themselves, basically. And it's called ileus. I'll put it up, the name on the screen. And my stomach had swollen bigger than what it was after I'd had the baby. I'm gonna pause, guys. We're just gonna get her a bottle. Right, guys. So I've got 3 crying fit people in the house. Anyway, so now I'm at the point where I'm in the hospital again. Back in the hospital. They couldn't figure out what was going on because I was having contractions, just like in labour. And then they said that I had the condition called ileus. Then after that, I was in extreme pain. I couldn't lay down flat. Like, I had to sleep sitting up. I'm just going to skip over some bits here because it's long-winded. I was there for days and I couldn't have any visitors either. I couldn't see the baby. So the baby was at home. I couldn't breastfeed her anymore because obviously she was home, and Rowan had to basically become newborn mummy. He had to take on the role of mummy and daddy. Really?
Because you took her with you the night the ambulance took her to the hospital.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot she came with me.
She took her with her, but in the morning I had to come and get her. I had to go and get her. Because she wasn't allowed any visitors. They had to bring the baby out in the reception room to give to me. So by this time I had the girls with me.
I had gone for my scan as well. I was gone. Yeah. I was gone for my scan, and they were looking after the baby basically. So I just told him, come and get her. I cannot look after her here.
So I had the girls with me at this point. So early in the morning, we went around 8 o'clock. We went to go get the baby and went straight back home. So I didn't even get to see her. I just had to just take the baby and go.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was there for the next 5 days.
Was it 5 days? Wow.
It was there for the next 5 days.
Wow.
So, thank God the baby actually took her bottle. Because you know some baby don't take the bottle.
Yeah.
So she actually took to the bottle. That's how I was able to look after her while mum was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, well, I don't know how I would have managed.
And I think by day 3, they had said to me that I had a temperature that wasn't shifting. They were doing COVID tests daily and they were like, you don't have COVID. But, yes, Rian. But, yeah, they said my temperature was well over 40 degrees basically. And it wasn't shifting. And then they said, so that was one day. Then the next day, they said that I had pneumonia. Then the next day, they said that, no, it might have been the same day. Then they said that my heart was failing. So.
Because the reason why they said about the heart one, obviously you got tachycardia.
I have tachycardia.
So on the monitor,
bradycardia as well.
On the monitor, it wasn't beating as how it was supposed to be, but obviously she's had that for a long time. And obviously that's
it kept stopping basically.
So, it was what do you call it? There's a name for it. Something another rhythm.
A rhythm.
Abnormal rhythm, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, my heart kept stopping, and it was stopping while I was sleeping. So I didn't even know what they were talking about because I was sleeping. And they said, "Oh, we've been monitoring your heart overnight, and your heart keeps stopping while you're sleeping."
So she called me the night and like, "Oh, they put me on oxygen." I'm thinking,
"Oh yeah,
on oxygen."
Then they said, "Yeah, I can't breathe," and
our oxygen level was too low.
Levels had dropped way low.
So they put her on oxygen. But from at this point, I was able to visit her.
Well, they let me because I basically said to them, "I want to see my baby. I want to see my husband. This is not fair. It's been days where I've not seen anybody." So first they let my mum come, and then my mum come, and then at this point I was kind of feeling like,
Did mum see you?
Yeah, she came.
Did she? Because she brought some stuff for you, but I think
no, she came. She stayed for about 2 hours, and then she left. She came in, but they said you're only allowed one visitor. That's the only visitor you're allowed. So when mum came, she said to them, "Please don't put me down because I know she wants to see her husband and baby more than me." So they were like, "Okay, fine. We haven't put you down as the regular visitor. We'll put her husband." And then he came the following day after mum came. But then I started feeling a bit like, are they trying to prepare me for something? Because A, they said I couldn't have any visitors at first. And then B, they were like, "Oh, now you can have a visitor." After they've told me my temperature's high and it's not going down. I've got pneumonia. I can't breathe. My oxygen levels are, and my heart keeps stopping. So they actually came in the room and they said to me, "It's not looking good." And at that point, when they'd said that to me, I was like, "What do you mean it's not looking good? Listen, I want to go home." And it kind of made me feel like, it reminded me of my dad, because my dad had passed last year, and it was the same thing they were telling him, like, it's not looking good. And at that point, they'd put him on oxygen, etc. So I was kind of feeling like, what's going to happen here? And the day that they put me on the oxygen, I didn't believe them, because they were like, "You cannot breathe, you know, your oxygen's low." And I was like, "But I'm breathing fine. I don't feel any different." Until the next day, I actually couldn't breathe. So then I started getting worried and I started feeling like, okay, what's going to happen now? And then I think that's the day that you came to see me. And then, yeah, I think that on that day I'd kind of given up kind of thing. I was like, okay, at least I get to see the baby.
She was preparing to go, guys.
Yeah, literally.
Talking a whole lot of preparedness.
Well, put yourself in my shoes, right? You've been told it's not looking good. You've got pneumonia. And you got to remember, COVID is going around, guys. So
at that point, COVID was still ripe.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I'd been in the hospital for a very long time. So they're telling me my temperature's high. I had all the symptoms that was going for COVID, if you think about it. So to me, and then I actually couldn't breathe. I actually was like, struggling to breathe. So for me, I couldn't even go to sleep because I was struggling to breathe. And I was thinking, if I go to sleep, I'm not going to wake up. So the night before you came, I didn't go to sleep. I didn't tell him that. But I didn't go to sleep at all. I just stayed awake. And every time I dozed off, I pinched myself. I shook myself to wake up because I felt like you ain't going to wake up, basically. So then when he came that day, I was just like, boy, it's like it's time now. Literally, it was like...
Because she kept referencing herself to her dad. I'm like, obviously, you're not your dad. And issues that Pops had, you don't have.
Yeah,
so stop. No, I'm telling them what I was telling you.
Yeah, I know.
I was telling her that because obviously Dad had certain things that she didn't have.
You can't feel what I'm feeling, and I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, I know that, but Dad had other stuff that she don't have going through, and she don't have that right now. So obviously, I was saying to her, stop referencing yourself to that because you're totally different. They might give you oxygen like that, yeah, fair enough. But Dad had different stuff going on with him.
Plus your heart stopping?
Yeah, you had that going on for time.
Yeah, but not actually stopping.
They didn't say stop.
They did.
The rhythm, no, it was abnormal.
There.
It was abnormal. They were telling me what was going on, the abnormal rhythm. And it was like, I've had that for a long time, so you can't look at that. And obviously, my GP knows about it, and they all know about it. So that's why they start, disregarding the abnormal rhythm because obviously it's something that you had for time. And it's nothing new. Basically, they were thinking it's something new. They were thinking, okay, this is new and this is not good. But it wasn't new. And obviously, she had to tell everybody that came in, she had to keep telling them that this is not new. Obviously, it's on my record for years.
Yeah.
And it's something...
But then they were saying, but the temperature is
yeah,
not going.
Then they go into something else, temperature, which really and truly, guys, their monitor wasn't working properly.
Who told you that?
Bubs, their monitor wasn't working properly.
But who told you that?
Because every time they pressed the monitor was, the thing on your heart was loose. Every time they put it down...
No, temperature I'm talking about.
Was it the temperature?
Talking about temperature.
Yeah, they were monitoring the temperature with the... What were they using to monitor the temperature?
The machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The machine, yeah.
The machine was playing up.
No.
Oh, alright.
Not that.
The machine was playing up. Because
then they got a different one.
Yeah, because they're reading, the machine reading, they were really concerned with that.
No, that was the blood pressure. That machine,
blood pressure?
Yeah, that was blood pressure. That machine was playing up. Yeah, I remember that.
And at this point, we were just, she just had enough.
I was just like, what's
I've
next?
been here for 2 weeks. I'm frustrated. Obviously, I'm going to get caught.
Well, no, it was... Do you know what it was as well?
There's no window.
They didn't let me open the windows or anything. I'm cooking in this room.
And you're wondering why my temperature
And you're
is like
wondering
this?
why my... I'm one of those people, even here now at home, I sleep with duvets even if it's hot. It's just my comfort. So what was happening is, when I was going to sleep, I was putting a good 3 blankets on me to sleep. So then they're coming in the middle of the night while I don't even know and testing my temperature while I'm asleep. And everybody knows when you're sleeping, your temperature goes up. Like, even when you're planning a baby, guys, if you test your basal temperature because that's when your temperature is the highest when you've been asleep. So as soon as you wake, you're supposed to test your temperature, right? And they're testing my temperature while I'm asleep. Everybody knows you cook at that time when you're sleeping. Children, look, they sweat. When they go to sleep, they sweat.
At this point, was the nurse that was from when we came in...
Yeah, she ended up being my midwife again.
She ended up... This after a week after...
Like, what the hell are you doing
She's
here?
like, what are you still doing here?
She's like, but you had the baby. Like, why are you here?
Yeah,
And I was like, you just wouldn't even believe.
we saw so much nurses, unbelievable.
Midwives, yeah.
Midwives or whatever they call them, nurses.
Yeah, loads of midwives.
Come, they go, they come, they go, and
we're still there. But then, yeah, personally, I would put it down to prayer because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel like I was on my way out. I was. And on that day when you came to visit, I put in our church group, pray for me, because it's not looking good. And at that point, my stats were still not looking good. And then I think you did the same thing.
Yeah, after brethren at church to pray.
Yeah, because I think we both got really emotional.
Yeah, because she's talking all that of...
Don't say it was a whole other thing, because you got emotional too.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point. Because she's talking all that goodwill thingy majiggy.
What goodwill? What was I talking? Yeah. That was bad.
It wasn't bad, but you're basically preparing me what to do what not to do, where to find certain things and where not to find certain things, and the paperwork here and the paperwork there. I'm like, what are you talking about? I started to cry because I'm thinking, what are you talking? I only cried because she was talking without faith. She was talking.
No, this is right. Guys,
I'm telling my story. You can't say no.
You can't tell people I was talking about faith because I'm a woman of faith and
but
I got the most faith in this house.
At this point, she was talking like which casket you want.
I did not.
No, but obviously you might as well said that, innit? Because the way you're talking was like you're preparing the way.
Well, it felt to be honest, they'd prepared.
So everyone got emotional. Bottom line is everyone got emotional, very emotional, and then our stats started picking up after we had some brethren to pray.
Yeah, okay.
I'm rushing through it now.
I know.
Stats started picking up now. Feet are swollen. The feet were still swollen at this point, but they said obviously there's a lot of water
retention.
Yeah, retention in their feet. So obviously that's normal. They said that's normal. I was like, okay, if he said that's normal, I guess that's normal. Isn't it?
Well, and then the temperature went away.
Stats started looking
heart rate
good.
was good. The pneumonia went. The oxygen was no longer needed. Like all these different things started looking up.
And the doctors keep telling you, if tomorrow you look good, we'll send you home. If tomorrow you look good, we'll send you home. And then the stats picked up. And then it was like, if tomorrow you look good, you're going home.
Yeah. And then they just suddenly, I'm not even going to lie, suddenly picked up. And I don't care, but that's God. So, that's when you ask for prayer, that's God. To me, that's God. I feel like I was definitely on my way out. And God stepped in at that moment. That's how I feel.
So she phoned me saying, they said tomorrow you can go home. Be here at this time. Bang. I was there with the baby again.
Yeah.
And obviously then the other delay was getting all the medication in it, because anyone getting medication from hospital, it takes a long while, innit?
Yeah.
But this lady was so nice. She kept going down to the pharmacy and rushing them.
I still forgot it was a lady. I thought it was a man. But anyway.
Yeah, she was so nice. She kept going down and hastening them up until she finally came back up with it. And
she even walked me to the car. She even walked me to the car. That person there was a godsend, because it was only when that lady came in when they decided to send me home. It's only from her mouth why they were like, okay, send her home. Yeah, but other than that, they were keeping me there. I was.
Remember, they tried to do a breast pump, but the machine was no good.
Milk, yeah. I forgot about that.
They bring in this machine. It's supposed to be the new range.
Yeah, top of the range breast pump.
But nobody could get it to work.
It was crap. Yeah.
Nobody could get it to work. So it was like, it wasn't the best of delivery or birth.
No, so but then you're forgetting a little bit now. Then we came home.
Hey everyone.
Second time is the charm. Second time is the charm.
Second time discharged.
Is the charm, as in second time this should be it. Second time going home.
Anyway, I've been discharged. Finally.
And it's a sunny day.
It's Easter Sunday. So it's the Lord's Day. The day that He has risen. And it's the day that I'm going home. And that's evidence that He exists, because I'm going home. Yesterday I was told I had all these life-threatening problems. And today my chart was clear. God is good. So just an update. I am officially released from hospital. I'm still in a lot of pain in my stomach, but every infection has subsided, and I can only thank God, and I can only thank those who were praying for me. Everybody who's been there, who's got my back, and nobody other than God. Nobody other than God. You wouldn't believe all the list of things, but I will eventually get to that and let you guys know exactly what had happened, and you won't even believe it, because it was not even pregnancy related. I came in to have a baby. I had a baby, which was by emergency. However, I ended up coming back completely different issues. So God is good. That's all I have to say. I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for my husband, who is great. He's a great dad. Thank you, darling.
Try my best. I do my thing, you know me.
He's held the fort with 4 kids on his own while I've been in hospital. And I think officially I've been in hospital 2 weeks. I went home for a couple hours.
Like a home visit. There
yeah.
it is.
But other than that, yeah, I've been in hospital for 2 weeks. But yeah, I just give thanks to God. And today is such a beautiful sunny day. And that's another confirmation to me that He is risen. Look at the day. The day I'm going home.
It says road ahead closed. What's going on there? Sorry.
And Easter Sunday. And do you know, guys, I had Rian 5 years ago. I gave birth to Rian on Easter Sunday. She was born on the 27th of March 2016. So if you guys go back and look, it was actually Easter Sunday. And we were sent home on Easter Sunday. So this is the same day 5 years ago. Although it's not the same date, but it was Easter Sunday 5 years ago that we were sent home with Rian. So that's another blessing. Yeah, and both of them, their birthdays are 2 days apart. So we've got Rian on the 27th and we've got our new baby on the 29th. So that will be interesting as well as life goes on.
After 300 yards.
So yeah, guys, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And He turned it around as usual. God is good. Stay tuned for the testimony very soon. Bye, guys. Didn't we?
Yeah.
When we came home, it was the day of Raina's first check. So when we got here, the lady arrived 10 minutes after us. So I literally
on the day we came back.
On the day we're coming back. So I literally still in my coat and stuff, and she came to test Raina for jaundice.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Tested her. They were like,
guess what?
Like, jaundice, her rates are way too high. You know, we gotta take her to hospital. Mum, I'm sorry.
She's like, Mum, I'm sorry.
I just got home.
You're gonna have to go to A&E.
You have to go there now.
I was like,
what? I
we literally just came back.
And I cried the whole way home from
hospital, going through all the bumps. Remember, you going over the bumps? I'm like, baby, I'm trying to ditch all of them. Stop swerving the car.
Just drive it straight. I'm gonna have to bear it. I was actually standing up in the car. I was
like,
doing this so that I didn't feel the bumps.
And I'm like, do you want me to stop the car? No, just drive.
I need to get home. And can you imagine all of that? And I got home for them to tell me.
Only for us is like, we're gonna have to go now. It wasn't even go back in the next hour.
She didn't say tomorrow.
You need to go
said
now.
Right now.
She phoned them up and let them know we're coming in. She's like, I'm so sorry, Mom, you're gonna have to go back straight away.
She's got an extremely high level of jaundice.
So we went, all right. And guess what, guys? It was only one person at a time in the room.
No, just one parent.
Yeah, one person in it.
It's still like that now. And
one parent per child.
I went mad.
So
when we tried to go in, they were like, sorry,
the
Dad,
security guard was like, sorry, and she went ballistic. I was thinking, oh my Lord. Oh gosh.
I went mad. I was crying. I was like, he's coming in with me. I'm not leaving. I'm not being left on my own. I've just had a surgery.
And she still had the band, the band that they put on her arm. She went ballistic, and so the security guard went to get somebody to come and see her.
No, he was still there, but the doctors could hear the commotion. The doctors came out.
He went to get her.
No, the doctors came out themselves so they could hear the commotion.
No, he went to go get her.
And then they said to him, leave her.
Yeah, he went to go get her, and then he obviously showing her what's going on. And she came, and then she's like,
they just like, leave them.
She's like, okay, she'll deal with it.
And then they took us into a side room.
Took us into a side room.
That was it.
Raina did a poo-poo.
Oh, yeah.
So they were like, how's the baby poo-poo? It's like, here's a nappy.
Yeah, because I wanted to
test something?
No, they just
What
wanted to
was
make
it
sure.
for?
No, they just wanted to see if she proved as yet.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I was like, here's the nappy.
Here's the evidence. It stinks.
She's like, oh, good. So they did
They did another test and it was like, it's okay.
So they did another test and they were like, okay, it's high, but it's not alarming. It's not alarming, obviously.
We don't feel she needs to stay in for the light therapy.
So if it was high, she would have to stay there basically for another 24 hours.
Admitted, yeah, she would have been admitted. And I was like, I'm not leaving my baby here. So I was thinking, so I'm back in hospital again now.
So they checked to see if she, and they would check again?
Yeah, they did. They checked her again.
When
the levels.
Did they come here to check her?
No, yeah, they came again after a couple of days, a week. And then
So it wasn't that long when she checked. It was about like 2 hours we stayed in there for. And then we came back home. That bumpy ride again. She couldn't bear it again. Came home.
But I was okay with it because I was just like, at least I'm going back home with the baby. There's no... I was thinking I can't leave my baby in the hospital because I wouldn't have been able to stay with her. But I probably would have fight them. And God knows that's why he made it that I could go home because I would have fight them. So that was the trauma. And then obviously after that, you saw the vlog that we did where they said she couldn't hear, and then when we went,
and hearing test was scheduled for I think 2 weeks down the line.
But then we missed it, hadn't we? Because I went and
we're gonna
gone to the wrong hospital.
Yeah, she went to the. She had it in her head that it was a particular hospital.
No, the man told me that hospital.
Okay, over the phone.
And then when I got
so
there,
she
they were like,
obviously early and everything. Yeah. She went there, got there now. Yeah, I'm here for my appointment.
They said to me,
What's
we
your
don't
name?
do hearing here.
We don't do hearing tests here. Sorry?
I went to Royal Free.
We don't do hearing tests here?
I was so upset.
You're at the wrong place, mate.
And I couldn't have got to... And they said it was University College London.
What?
I was like, that's far. I can't get there.
So she phoned them up and they're like, yeah, you're supposed to be here. Where are you? Where am I? Can it get any worse?
We've just had a really bad experience.
Yeah, it's been a bad experience. So there was not much video. There's not much picture of that. Normally it would be like, yeah, video here.
And to top it off, guys, the pregnancy was really hard, and I was sick, and I had diabetes, and I had to be pricking my finger 4 times a day. It was horrible. Even now, I'm still experiencing the lightheaded spell, so I've got to go back and do another blood test.
Plus the scar is still painful.
Yeah, my scar is still hurting. But yeah, I've got to do another blood test to find out if I still have diabetes, guys.
So she did her hearing test. So we'll probably put a link in the description.
Yeah.
And she's all good. And here she is.
Praise God. So we
fasting with everything.
Yeah. And that is our birth story, guys. That's the end of it. And we just want to give thanks to God for keeping us both safe throughout, even though we had a few trials.
That's quite a lot, man. That's
quite a lot of trials. But we're still here. We're still standing, and we've just got to give thanks. And I'm grateful.
At some point, it seemed like we weren't going to get through it. When you're in it, it seems like, how are we going to get through it?
Yeah.
It's like you go into a tunnel, and you can't wait for the end to see the light, innit?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, when is the light? Whoever been to the Blackwall Tunnel? You're like, it never ends.
Especially the other side.
Wait, is it north? Is it northbound? If you come north, that tunnel goes on and on and on and on and on until you get to the end where you can speed up. So thanks, guys, for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I hope this can help somebody else.
Let us know who's been through a horrible birth story or a good birth story.
Yeah.
Wherever the case may be.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Peace out.
Bye.